What's up guys, it's Sahilfordakill in the streets of Surrey, and today I'm gonna review the PlayStation Plus free games lineup on PS4 for August 2015, so I can determine which games are worth downloading or are a waste of space. The reason I'll be reviewing PS4 only is because it is the current gen console, so people are more likely gonna download from it rather than the PS3 and Vita. Moving on, this month PlayStation Plus gets a total of 4 free games on PS4. 2 games initially for PS4 as well as 1 game each from PS3 and PS Vita, which are cross-buy between consoles. To start it off, let's go into Limbo. Get it? I kid. Limbo is a 2D platformer slash puzzle game which takes place in a black and white world. In terms of story, they don't tell you anything. As soon as the game loads, they drop you in right away and sooner or later the game begins. On the PlayStation Store, all the description says for the story is, uncertain of his sister's fate, a boy enters Limbo. Strange. I guess you could say the story is told indirectly as the game progresses, and that's the beauty of it. It's up to you to figure out what the game is all about. That rhymed. The first thing I noticed were that the visuals were beautiful. That lighting though, perfect. This game is a work of art. The blurry background is also a nice touch as it adds to the game's effect. In the game, you explore a mysterious, deep, dark world with a sense of insecurity. Why do I say that? Because anything can kill you in this world. Giant spiders, getting crushed, spikes, electrocution, death from falling, saws, even other people. And when you die, I promise you'll try to stay alive next time. The deaths are gruesome and painful. The creators were not afraid to get graphic on this one. As you keep exploring, you also notice the environment change. You go from a nature-filled landscape to human development, but I won't spoil too much. As an added extra, I also noticed that the trophies were in riddle form. Weird, but I like it. It's like this game's trying to be mysterious in every way. The audio is on point. I recommend you play with headphones to truly experience the game. The audio creates the atmosphere, whether it be the sounds of the forest or the increasing tension as danger approaches. It's great. This game is a puzzler and the difficulty increases with each chapter. Near the end, I was stuck and was about to look up a walkthrough online, but eventually I managed to pull through on my own. I beat the game in one sitting. It takes around 2 to 3 hours depending on how skilled you are, so the game isn't too long. Final verdict, I admire these type of artistic games that convey a special message. I would definitely recommend anyone with PS Plus to download this game. It's not too big with a space of 161 megabytes, and although it's just a demo, believe me when I say it's still worth your time. Now let's take a look at Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris. This is the sequel to Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, but I haven't played it so I won't be comparing the two. At first glance, I was a bit skeptical to how it would turn out because this game is at a bird's eye view, which kind of reminds me of Dead Nation. But I have played a decent amount of the game and it actually held up better than I expected. The game starts out with a history lesson about Egyptian mythology, and to be honest, I don't care about this crap. I just want to see some action. All I know of the story is that Laura, an archaeologist, and some Egyptian buddies are trying to explore the temple and destroy some evil that lurks inside. I feel like the game was trying to tell me the story, but instead ended up shoving too much information down my throat. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I mean, why else would there be this many cutscenes? They must be trying to tell me something about what's going on. Eventually, you come up to this unfinished statue of this Osiris, and I'm guessing the goal is to find all the statue pieces to complete it, which will unlock the final level. You noticed I said buddies earlier, which means it's a co-op game. Yeah! Now that's one more reason to invite your friends over. But since I don't have any friends, at least none who are interested in playing this, I gotta fly solo on this one. However, if I was playing with a friend or a squad, we would be able to explore the temple together, compete for treasure, and help each other out in tough situations. Moving on to the gameplay, the controls aren't too hard to master, just take some button pressing and you're set. The visuals are pretty, I like the smoke effects and how objects break into multiple pieces, and the voice acting is not bad. This game is action adventure, but it is also puzzle, so you'll find yourself solving some problems here and there. You have collectibles, items you equip that will change your stats, weapons that you collect more of as you progress, clothing, it's all there. You also bear the Staff of Osiris that can control how certain objects react as well as the torch to light the way. This game also really does have that Indiana Jones feeling to it. Tons of dangerous traps and lots of exploring as well as treasure collecting. This is a pretty solid title. Keep in mind I haven't played too much of the game due to the limited time I have, but from what I've played so far, this looks like a great game. With a relatively big space of 2.6 gigabytes, it will take you some time to play through it all. Final verdict, this is a fun and engaging game with lots of action, and you'll truly have more fun playing with friends. Again, it is personal preference based on if you like the bird's eye view or not, but I say for what it is, go ahead and download it. It's worth your space. Next up, we have Stealth Inc. 2, a game of clones. This game wasn't as memorable or as fun as the other titles, and I'll tell you what I mean in a second. Stealth Inc. 2 is a puzzle platformer where you play as a clone escaping a high-tech testing facility. Supposedly, you're not the only surviving clone, as all the others are facing death for who knows what reason. All I could make up from the story is that a worker at a company called PTI is trying to rise up the ranks but is still second to number 1. I assume what he's trying to do is kill more clones than his competitor to become number 1, but there's one surviving clone, which is you. From that point on, the game completely lost me. This is just me guessing what the game is about from what I've seen in it. I don't expect an amazing story from these type of games, but I do expect some type of appeal. All I see is a dark, gloomy laboratory with a bunch of clones running around. The visuals aren't much to look at. I know Limbo was dark and gloomy as well, but in that case, it was art. It was sexy. This is just depressing. The soundtrack, boring kinda, it's just lab tech music. Look, maybe I'm not giving a fair review because I haven't played enough of the game, but that's because I have no reason to continue. I'm not having fun. If you're playing a game and not having a good time, that just defeats the purpose. If anything, playing this game is just a menial task I'm doing for the sake of this review. But hey, the controller light matches the color of the clone's eyes. That's kinda cool, right? And speaking of the eyes, the color changes depending on how visible the clone is, so it does honor its title, Stealth. What I'm really looking for is the hook. Where is it? What's drawing me into playing this game in the first place? The answer is nothing. So I'm deleting the app. Stealth Inc. 2. Let's just say, I would hate to see the first one. Next we got Sound Shapes. The creators, which are Santa Monica Studios, were also responsible for Hohokum, which I thought was a cool game, so I'll give this one a chance. Now how do I describe this game? Music. That's it. It's music to my ears. They start you out with a tutorial to show how the game works. Basically, you're the spongy ball which can stick to light covered surfaces but not dark surfaces. You can also become a non-spongy ball to move faster and at the same time not stick to light surfaces. Your goal is to collect coins to add notes to the song that is playing. The more coins you collect, the better the song sounds. Avoid the reds because they hurt you, and that's about it. I gotta say, there's a lot of creativity that shines in this game. For example, everything makes music from objects to enemies, and you have to listen to the beat to avoid getting killed. I love the cartoonish style and just the entire joyful feeling of the game. Just like Hohokum, this one delivers good vibes. I also like the little touches the PlayStation controller adds. For example, I like how if there's ever music playing, your controller's light will flash to the beat of the music. And if you're not playing with headphones, certain sounds like picking up coins and dying can be heard through the controller's speaker. There is a campaign which is organized in albums, and out of all of these albums, Cities has to be my favorite because it showcases real singing. I'm not gonna spoil it. It's that awesome. Each album has a number of song stages. However, there's not too many stages that the developers created. That's where the level editor comes in. That's right, this is that type of game. Players have the freedom to create their own levels and share and publish those levels into the community. To get more items for the editor, you'll need to play through the campaign or purchase some DLC. That's another thing, DLC. This game's got a ton of it. I mean, look at it all. Just more sound, art, and map packs for editing. The songs in this game are catchy, and we even get to hear some of Deadmau5. Oh, did I also mention no loading wait time? Amazing. Now back to the community. There is an endless replay value when it comes to this game. Well, maybe not endless, but you get the idea. I've played some user-created stages, and some of these are amazing. There's always a new stage waiting to be played online, and each one is unique in its own way. So, if you've always wanted to keep playing Sound Shapes, there you go. Besides that, Sound Shapes is truly a unique platformer. It's fun and joyful for the sake of being fun and joyful. Enough said. Final verdict? Give it a download, and give these type of creative games a chance to shine. I promise you'll have no regrets. So there you have it, 3 out of 4 games won. I understand they can't all be winners, and I'll always try my best to give the most honest review I can. To To be real, overall, we had a pretty good lineup this month. The games weren't the best, but at the same time weren't the worst. I rate this month a 7 out of 10. And that concludes the review for the PS Plus PS4 free games lineup of August 2015. Hope you enjoyed it. Like if you like, cause haters gon' dislike. Share and sub if you know what's up. And leave a comment to show me some love. And until the next PS Plus month, I'm Sahilfordakill in these streets.